Today I want to go over mounting a single receptacle into our project we've been going over. As you can tell I'm going to go back to basics. We have the power coming in from our power source, which is the outlet. Have it feeding the single gain box, which is a single pole switch. That in return coming back up turns on the light. This is video 1 that I did. The second video we added the switch, or we actually added this receptacle and added it. And then the last video we did, we took out this receptacle and replaced it with a GFI. This would be an application for like a bathroom if you wanted more than one outlet, or more than one receptacle in your outlets that you have. Or you would be in the kitchen where you have a big circle like a horseshoe, and you'd have one GFI started here, GFCI, and it would go to all the other 3 or 4 receptacles that you would want. So it does cut down money. This is a 15 amp circuit. We're using 14.2 Romex THHN on it, so it's only for a dry environment, climate controlled environment, not really used for a garage like we're using it right now, but it's for demonstration purposes only, like my 4-foot wall. But let's get started. What we're going to do today is we're going to have to drill. We're going to come above here, and when you work on stuff, as you can tell, light works and everything, we're going to remove the power. So you want, even I can do this with it being hot, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Al Borland on home improvement, and I don't want to get shocked. Tool that Taylor. So without further ado, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is, since we want to come on this single gain box, we're going to want to drill a hole right here. I'm going to mount the box over here. Start off in the center, just above. Just above the wire. My battery's a little low, but that's okay. Okay, and then what you do is you hold that drill. You hold the drill like right where the hole is on this side, so it's nice and level, exactly center, because you have to be 1.5 inches in for your sheetrock and everything else. And you drill your next hole. Reel them out nice, brush away our sawdust. Instead of measuring it every time, you want everyone in the room to be uniscent, or uniform, whatever you want to call it. And let's not forget about our little notches we have here. Some of them are even notched for different combustible materials. Since we're using sheetrock, we use a standard, this one right here, the big notch, put it right against the wall. Hold it against the top. Let me see if I can grab that. That's hammer handle high. That's what we use in the trade, so we know everyone in the room is that size. So let's pop these ones in. Actually, I'm going to take that box out, so I want to put it on the other side for you guys. So this is how you remove a box. You stick the screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver in by the nail, and pop it in this way. It's a good little thing I showed you. If you screw up, just put it in there, pull up. And you can take your hammer, pop these ones down. And you don't want to hit them too hard, because I can sit on there, but if you hit them too hard, then usually the nail goes all the way through and it becomes a pain. So again, hammer handle high. Tap her in. Alright, so let's get our Romex. Again, you unroll it this way, so you don't have any kinks, anything else in it. I know I'm over exaggerating doing this, but just want to show you guys. Might as well do it the right way. Okay, so we know we're going to have at least 6 inches coming out of the box. So I'm going to strip it down, Stick it through this way. And we're going to stick it in the far one. Break the seal. Flat screwdriver. Stick it in. Feed it through. And make sure it goes in 1/4 of an inch inner box. So you'll see 1/4 of an inch of that white insulation on the inside. Strap it down one more time. Plug the hole. Again, do not use one of these tools. Use one of these to punch you in the face. This will kill your ass. Might not kill you, but your odds of getting really hurt is really bad. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we have power coming in here already. We're going to have to remove these staples. The easiest way to remove these staples is with needle nose pliers. Is you grab it right here and you pull out. Then you get underneath it. Pull it again. Voila. Easy as that. Grab right here, pull, get underneath it, pull again. Easy as pie. So we move this one out. We already know that one's to length and everything. I take this one, straight across, and take this one. Okay? Nice, level, and pretty. We take this one out. We're going to cut it here, our insulation, but we know we got to come out 6 inches. So we'll cut it here with our lineman's. First thing we're going to need is our Speedy screwdriver. You don't have to have a Speedy, you can always use this. This is a Speedy. Klein makes them, they're a pretty good tool. 15, 20 bucks. I haven't bought one in a while, so it takes a little practice to get used to. A lot of my friends are like, how the hell do you use these things? But you get used to them after a while. And they get really fast. When the boxes are used, they're a lot better. Best way to do these is not to lose the screws. Pull out while you're doing this and it'll come right out. Okay, so the only one that we're going to have to disconnect, the only one that we're going to have to disconnect out of this will be your ground. It isn't like a regular receptacle. Sometimes the only one that you're going to have to really replace on it, because you're not going to have to grab power from anything, is you're just going to have to remove the ground. So let's go ahead and remove that. So now we have that done. I'm going to straighten this one out a little bit. And one more. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure this one out. Cut it out. This is dull again. If you guys haven't watched my other videos, I explain this a little bit more in detail about the tools and stuff that I use. It's not an actual electrician's knife, etc., etc. But it's dull as heck. I mean, this thing's dull. So let's feed it on through. We're going to keep this one on the inside, and we're going to have this one over the top this time. So we're going to want to go to the left side of the wire when we install it. So it feeds nice and tightly in there. And again, you want 1/4 of an inch on this side coming through. Put your other wire back up to where it was. And you want to tap these ones in. Some people say, well, why don't you use your old wire straps? Well, if you look at the old wire straps, they're kind of ugly. Ouch. Put this one up, make it look as pretty as you can for the inspector. Always as pretty and flat and level as you can for the inspector. Always, always, always. The prettier it is, which is in some ways is kind of a catch-22. You want it to be nice and pretty so it doesn't look that tight, and if there is a mistake, he won't notice it, and that's also a bad thing because sometimes you want to know your mistakes like I do. I like to do things kind of good sometimes. Make sure your wires protrude out of the box 6 inches again. Always, always, always. Come across. Now if that was hot, you're gonna make a hell of an arc doing this. It kind of really, really sucks. So again, strip them off to 14. Make your shepherd's hook. Spin it. Spin this one. You're gonna go back to your box on the line side. Or on the load side, I'm sorry, on the load side. Your shepherd's hook to the right. Shepherd hook to the right. Chrome, silver, gray, whatever color you want to call it, is your neutral or your white wire. Put in there, pull. I usually push on my thumb. With that thumb, I'm pushing down so you keep it tight. I screw down as tight as I can get it. You don't really have to worry about stripping out the stuff. Just get it nice and tight. And you're hot with your black. Again, your shepherd's hook to the right. Put it down in there, push down with your thumb, I do. It's a good way to hold that screw in there while you tighten it up. Okay, so now what we're going to do about these grounds, same thing we did before. We're going to grab the ground wire. Here's a red. Find the most straight side I got. Line them all up at the bottom, like so. Pinch them together. Put it in. Spin. Spin it, spin it, spin it. And you should wrap it up like you're seeing a weave on a rope or something. Real nice and tight. Okay, so you take your ground back out. You want to unwrap it similar. And then make your shepherd's hook on this one. Got your shepherd's hook going to the right again. We're going to put this on to the ground, push down my thumb while I hold it. Tighten it up. Okay, you're going to bend this one back, like so. And you're going to bend this one back, like so. Get these kind of like that, okay? And you're going to want to be upside down in our eyes. So got to be the code. My finger's actually not bleeding that bad, so don't freak out, people. See blood? Sorry. Bend it this way. Bend it this way. Bend it this way. Make sure your wires are straight out. To the back. Find my drill. And try to get as straight as you can. Cinch her up. Throw this one on. Wipe the dust and the grime off. And here's your Speedy. Straight up and down for your screws. Don't want to do them too tight, that's good enough. Okay, the last one we got. 6 inches out of the box from this point to this point, not all the way back to here to this point. Now what we're going to do, strip it off. Strip it off again. These Klein, or these wire strippers are really old. I've seen a lot with these. Okay, now we're going to take these, and this is regular white to gold? No, white to silver, gray, whatever color you want to call this thing. Shepherd's hook around to the right. Shepherd's hook to the right. Now your hot, which goes to the gold. Shepherd's hook to the right again. Because every time you screw that down, that shepherd hook grabs it and tightens it up. Okay, we flip it back around this way. And again, bend, 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 just like a magazine. Grab this. Oh well, it's not stripped that bad. And put this one back on. And I'm gonna leave it a little loose, just cause. All right, we have our power coming in from the bottom, or from the top, going into the single pole switch, the single pole switch going into the light, coming back down into the GFCI receptacle, ground fault circuit interrupter. So this one's now GFCI protected. These little stickers that you get with the box of these, they're a reason why they have them. So if you put these in order, put them up here and put them up here, it'll let them know the inspector and everybody else that this is GFCI protected. It's good for inspections and a little bit cheaper. This costs about $1, that costs about $20. This is a 15 amp circuit. You never want to put a 20 amp GFCI in a 15 amp circuit. You can put a 15 amp GFCI in a 20 amp circuit, but you can never step up. You can always go below. So without further ado, let me go ahead and power this bad boy up, and we'll use our little GFCI tester and see if it works. First one we're going to do is this one. Again, I know I've showed this on the other videos. If you want to push pause when it's not shaking so much, you can read it. What we're looking for is the bottom two oranges and no red. 2 oranges means that it's wired correctly. Put it in, and there we go. Power up there. I'm sorry guys, you gotta trust me on this. Power on there. Make sure the light still works, which it should. And we'll go to the next one. As every time this wall moves, it moves that power in and out. So it's kind of a touchy thing. So here's the power over there. That one works just as well. Before, on our last video when we installed this, I showed that on both ways that the GFI did work. There's a little black button on here that will trip the breaker, because this is breaker GFI protected as well, so it goes all the way to the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to install it here, and we're going to test the GFCI breaker from this point right here on this receptacle. So if this works, it should blow it all the way back to the breaker. 1, 2, 3, there we go. So let me turn it back on. It's pretty much the same thing basic with industrial and commercial as well. And instead of using Romex, they're using conduit, EMT, Smurf, all that stuff, rigid and stuff like that. Motors are more industrial, sometimes in commercial based as well, but commercial is more of like a wiring a Walmart or something like that. Again, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, please put them below. Other than that, hello my new subscribers, hello my old ones. I've been doing this for years. I used to do this for years, so the codes have probably changed somewhat, but the basics of it compared to what I've seen in here, I'd much rather have you guys be safe with some old school codes, and you guys can always pick up a code book. I'd much rather have you guys be safe with the proper wiring instead of 2 inches coming out of your box and everything else, and shorts and too much cubic inches in your single gangs and double gangs and everything else. So The next one we're going to do, guys, is this is a scenario that I'm going to wire it into now. The next one we're going to do. We're going to pull all this wire off from the top up here, the power end and switch leg and everything else. This is very, very basic. It won't make a lot of common sense to run one wire from here, like it is right now, and back into the wire and feed back. You can do it easily with some 14.3 that I have, so I'll show you guys how to do that. We're going to run it from the power source into this signal gain light box, keyless light box, and we're going to run 14.3 down, and we're going to use the red and the black for our switched leg. So thanks again, guys. Have a good night, and hope to see you on the next video.